What is the Zondervan's Compact Bible Dictionary? Well, let me explain to you. A lot of our people, I remember in the old days, we used to always say we get angry, we're going to go ham, not understanding what these terms mean. If you want to know what terms mean, you need to use the Zondervan's Compact Bible Dictionary to break them down. So I'm going to go there and I'm going to read about ham because a lot of people, there's a misnomer that the all so-called colored or black people are the same. But we're not. We're all from different nations. Ham's children were given what we call the hot lands. This is Africa. Japhet's children were given the cold lands, and Shem, whom we come from, they were given the hot and cold lands. If it gets hot one time of the year, it gets cold, they were given those lands. So we don't all fit that narrative. And as you go to Deuteronomy 7 and 6, you'll learn that he separated the nations. So let me read about Ham. The Zondervan's Compact Bible Dictionary says that Ham, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of 8 persons to live through the flood, he became progenitor of the dark races, not, get this, not the Negroes, but the Egyptians, the Ethiopians, the Libyans, and the Canaanites. We can read this in Genesis 10, 6 through 20. So Ham has nothing to do with our people. And we know also that Ham, and let me read a little further when it can expound. Ham, in this, it says Ham, indice, when his father lay drunken, brought a curse upon Canaan, because we know that Ham did something to his father when he was drunk in the tent. His brothers saw it when he walked in, and they walked out backwards out of the tent. And what happened was Ham's oldest son, Canaan, lost the birthright. And so, therefore, we have nothing to do with Ham, folks. So I want to say this, and I'm going to give you another example. I had a dream and I had a vision. And in the vision, I saw, dreams and visions are totally different. Job chapter 33 and 1 tells you that the Lord comes to you in a dream and a vision. He seals instruction. And this is how he always came to the prophets. Because Satan can disguise himself as an angel of light, and you'll be talking to him and thinking that it's the Lord, and it's not. And so you got to be very careful on what you deal with and how you perceive things, especially in the spirit realm. And then I was sitting there, and all of a sudden the skies opened up, and I saw light shoot this way, light shoot that way, light shoot, and it was real. I wasn't sleeping, I was awake, but I was in a vision. And all of a sudden the sky was a beautiful blue, and it started swirling in a circle, swirling. Then all of a sudden I saw this big old round black orb, but inside was blue lights, and it was like a bright blue. It's like a dark, bright blue, but it was beautiful, flying everywhere. And I could tell it was chariots, and the sky was opening up, and I didn't know what was going on. And I'm like, Father, what is this? What is going on? And as I said that, all of a sudden I saw lights, another light shoot this way, another light. And all of a sudden I seen these things shooting this way through heaven. Another one shooting this way. Then they were everywhere. And all of a sudden I seen all these little things coming down the earth everywhere. I say, Father, what is this? He says, it's a sickle. It's a sickle, son. The harvest is near. He said, it's time to harvest the earth. It is that time. He said, soon I'm going to harvest the earth. We're here. We're watching. And we're getting ready to gather the remnant of Israel. Now, when you go to Ezekiel 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, you learn he's going to plead with all nations, and he's going to come gather his children from the four corners of the earth. But he's going to plead with the militaries first. He's going to plead with them to let his people go. And I just saw a YouTube thing where it showed a ship coming in, looked like a cigar. It landed on the military base. It shook it. It was 3.5 earthquake. And they said these men, 700,000 or more black young men, about 6'4", got off in black leather suits. They got off and they went to the military captains and they told them that we're a warlike nation. And they told them some things. And I'm sure they was pleading to let them know to let the people go. These things just happened recently, folks. So as I'm looking at this and I saw it coming down to earth, and I didn't know what they were. I ran to go get my wife. But I remember I saw 2 people in the living room. Then I saw 4 people outside. But I couldn't find my wife. I didn't know. And I was looking for, I said, son, this is not for your wife. This is for you. It's for you to know that the harvest is near. And then you to know, to let people know that my son Moses spoke. Noah spoke. He said for 120 years, he had told the people that the floods were coming. He said, now, son, they've had over 3,000 years to get it right. He said, let them know the harvest is near. I couldn't believe it. So I woke up and I was like crying. It was so real. It was so real. It was so real. So immediately what I did was got my Zondervan's Compact Bible Dictionary. Let me look up sickle. So when I went to look up sickle, it says the earliest sickle were varied in sizes and shape and material from which they were made. The earliest types seems to have been constructed of wood. It resembled our modern scythes, though smaller. It is a cutting edge which was made of flint. So some were made of flint in the old days. It says later the sickles were constructed of metal. It says these were used mostly for cutting grain out of the on occasions they were used for pruning. So the Lord said he's going to separate the wheat from the tare. He's going to take the grain into what? His storehouse. So this is prophetic. It says they're also used frequently of the instrument of God's judgment. We can read this in Mark 4:29 and Revelation 14:14. So what I did, well, I said, I tell you what I'm going to do. Let me go to Revelation 14:14. Let me just go ahead and just see and read it for myself. So what I did was opened up the book to Revelation, and I went to 14:14 is where the Lord took me. It says, and I looked, and behold, a white cloud, and upon the cloud sat like unto the son of Adam, having his head in a golden crown, and in his hand a sharp sickle. And another angel came out of the temple, crying with a loud voice to him that sat on the cloud, thrust in your sickle and reap, for the time is come for you to reap, and the harvest of the earth is ripe. And he that sat on the cloud thrust in the sickle on the earth, and the earth was reaped. And another angel came out of the temple which was in heaven, also having a sharp sickle. And another angel came out of the altar, who had power over fire, and cried with a loud voice to him that had the sickle, saying, thrust in your sharp sickle, and gather the clusters of the vine of the earth, for her grapes are fully ripe. And the angel thrust in his sickle into the earth, and gathered the vine of the earth, and cast it into the great winepress of Elohim. And we learned that when Yeshua comes back, he said his skirts are going to be what? White. But he's going to be like in a wine press, because of all the people killed his children, all the people who think they're getting away with the oppressing the Lord's people, all the people who think they're getting away with oppressing the poor, all these people think that they can sit and rape children and molest boys and get away with it. All these people who think that they can make flesh their arm. Folks, their light is going out like a candlelight. It's going to be quick. Let me keep reading. Verse 20. And the winepress was trodden without the city, and the blood came up of the winepress even unto a horse's bridle, by the space of 1,600 stadium. So there's going to be a massive bloodshed coming. And people don't understand, because they're so wrapped up into Trump. They're so wrapped up into a submarine that looks like a can that goes underwater that no one cares about. They're so wrapped up into Cardi B, what she's doing. They're so wrapped up into Jay-Z. They're so wrapped up into what happened to Jamie Foxx. They're so wrapped up into, I need to make this money. I got to go that. I got to do this. And they miss the mark. They forget the Lord, their creator. And this is what's going on the earth. Another word that people take out of context, one more I want to read to you, is virgin. Because when you read these scriptures, what they do is take a word and they take everything out of context. What does virgin truly mean? Most people would think that virgin means what? It means a woman who's never had sex. What does it really mean? Let's read the Zondervan's Compact Bible Dictionary. Virgin, a young unmarried woman is what it means. That's all it means. A maiden in Hebrew means a woman who's never had sex. See, this is how they take words and give you a whole new meaning of what things are. Folks, you got to study to show yourself to be approved. When the Lord gave me that vision and the chariots up in the sky, and he told me they were coming soon to gather the earth. Folks, we're almost at the end of 6,000 years. We know that a day is 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is a day. Christ is coming at the end of the 6,000 years. And we know when we read Ezekiel chapter 38 that he's going to reign for what? He's going to reign for 1,000 years. And after that time, he's going to give up the reign. And who's going to be over us? The Most High, Yahuwah, which means he who breathes life, nail in hand, he'll be over us. And this is what's going to happen. And when he's over us, his light will shine on the earth. No longer will we need the sun. So get your Zondervan's Compact Bible Dictionary. Learn who you are. Learn a lot of things that you've been taught are not true. Learn exactly what words mean. Break them down. Because remember, folks, the earth was spoken into existence by what? By words.